All right, welcome back to 2018, the very first episode of Kitchen Ambush for the year. We're here at a new local restaurant with a new local chef, a great new local product to make one fantastic dish. But I think there's going to be a twist this time. It'll be a dish and a cocktail. We're here at Fib Restaurant in Newport News. How you doing, Vanessa?
It's going to be amazing. Drinks, food.
And a great cocktail and a great dish. So I want to introduce you to our composers for the symphony this afternoon. Please introduce yourself.
Chef Kenny. Robert Gregory.
And these are our composers for today. They're going to put together a dish with our secret ingredient and also pair it with the first cocktail on Kitchen Ambush.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be great.
Everybody says farm to table repetitively. It's kind of what we do. We got our own farm here. I do a lot in my backyard, so we bring a lot of stuff in. Super local, considering my backyard being the closest I can get. So I can just walk out the back door, pick what I want for the day.
Which is awesome, because you're posting pictures of that all the time. You're like, all right, this is what I got from the garden today, so here's what we're going to do.
Yep. Pick what specials I want to do, and pick what I can, and then run it up.
I mean, that's the best way you can do things. And then we were talking, the last time we came by about how you had just gotten a farm.
Yeah, we just bought a farm, family farm. My brother's going to be farming the land. It's about 5 acres. We just started small. It's only been about 3 months. So we're getting geared towards spring. A lot of good stuff coming.
So, I mean, literally, as locally grown as you can get, either coming right out of the backyard or the new farm.
Yep.
It's now a family-owned farm. And you have a locally owned restaurant that's putting out, far and away some of the best seafood in the area. You'll hear that constantly about Finn. And then your wine selection is fantastic.
You gotta have good food, you gotta have good wine.
You absolutely do. You do a lot of the local charity stuff.
Yeah, we do as much as we can, when we can. We donate a lot to the community, and I do 7-course dinners. I give away for charity auctions and stuff like that. And
you did that for us with Taste Again last year. We were just talking about how it's literally a year has gone by almost, and it's right around the corner again. And that's such an important piece that I think people don't get to see is the sheer volume of charity work you've done. Being a guest chef at different charity events, putting dishes out, like you said, donating multi-course dinners, which a lot of places may or may not be able to do that or choose to do that, but that's something that you feel is important here.
Very, yeah. I mean, giving back to the community, they, help us, we help them. It's just a good partnership, with the food bank and just small little schools and churches and stuff like that, just spreading the love.
That's awesome. Well, speaking of spreading the love, we've got a secret ingredient today for you that is locally made, and we've used one of their variety early in the year, early in our first season, and we wanted to bring it back because it was such a good one. And she had actually made a kind of, she has several flavors, so we had to bring you something fun here. And so now we come to the box, and we'll open it up, and your product this week will be D's Nuts Peanut Butter. And you're getting the 6-nut nutty maple butter. So I'm going to turn this over to you. Have you ever seen these nuts before? Have you had that product?
Oh yeah.
She's a great person that's putting, it's nice to see these people that are from the community, live in the community, and they're really working hard to add back into it. And that's kind of that cycle that is so important with local communities around, is that the money is, money is worked hard for, and it's made here, and it's spent here, and it's put right back in. So I'm going to present you with that. We'll get your juices flowing there, and we're going to start cooking.
And I think that's my cue to go monitor Facebook.
Absolutely. We'll see you in a little bit. All right. So what are you thinking so far?
I mean, I'm thinking just nut-wise. My favorite is I'm thinking duck. Foie gras.
I like that.
Truffles.
Duck, foie gras, and truffles. It's going to be a rough morning.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to do a duo of that.
Now, that's going to be amazing.
All right.
All right, let's get to it.
All right, Rob, you grab a spoon, take some of this.
All right, so we're talking about, you know, Finn really is a fine dining restaurant, but it feels comfortable.
I want to make it comfortable. Like I've been there and done that with the suits, and you got to have a suit to sit down. You got to have a jacket for men, you know, all that kind of stuff. I want something a little bit more, still fine dining in the food, but casual, you know.
And that's what I think is really, you know, one of your calling cards, is the fact that I've been here on multiple occasions, and sometimes I've been in jeans and a t-shirt, and sometimes I've been here with people for business, and no matter what that kind of where you're at, what your feel is, you can come here and have fine dining food, but still feel comfortable enough to literally talk with the people you're sitting across from.
Yes, yeah.
And I think that's such a unique mix. And so many people even shy away from the fine dining because they don't think they're fancy enough to do it. So I think that's a killer mix.
Try to make it very approachable for everybody off the street, you know, because we got a big community here.
They really do.
People are out shopping and stuff. They don't want to be, you know, they want to come in dressed off the street and feel relaxed and
don't they feel like they have to run all the way home?
Yeah.
And then get dressed and then come back.
Exactly.
So I think that's killer. So I'm going to let you get started and we'll keep talking.
All right, sounds good.
So you do a lot with your menus. You keep them seasonal. You keep them really about what's available. Yep. You know, and I know that can be hard sometimes, because especially when we get into these cold months we've got now, it's difficult sometimes to get really good, you know, locally sourced or even timely products.
Right now is the hardest time to do that.
Right.
Like I went out to the farm today to try to pick some stuff up just to have, you know, depending on what I got, but everything was, you know, wilted and you know, froze over. And
I mean, we just had 14 inches of snow in one day. That's not necessarily normal for this area, but still, it's going to come and it's going to happen, and it hit hard all in one day.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a bit of a challenge, you know, local. I got some other farms that, you know, they're all strictly organic, but they're not exactly local, that I get some stuff from. So I still got some sources out there.
But that's good because you're working with other people who are doing, you know, the small business route.
Yeah.
And keeping that inside the circle of business going.
Yeah.
So killer.
Yep. All right. Hey, Gerald, you grab me some pecans? Some almonds?
So, I mean, that's something that's so important, especially during these times of year when bad weather strikes. A lot of people get that, I'm going to stay inside the house, I'm not going to go anywhere. But we tend to forget that local businesses thrive off the community coming out. So, you know, when you get snowed in and weather's bad, think about local even more at that point. So what's one of the things that's on your new seasonal menu now during your tasting dinner?
Pretty much, I changed my fish up to whatever the fishermen bring me. So we're going in, you know, to black bass right now. You know, tile fish I just got. We're using a lot of local stuff with burger. We do a burger night on Thursdays.
Nice.
So we got a local farm that we get our burger meat from. We got a local farm that we get bison up in Lynchburg.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's good. We do a New York strip bison. So I mean, that's a couple, and scallops, of course.
You gotta love scallops.
Yeah.
So you never go wrong with a perfect scallop.
Yeah. And two of my best customers are fishing scallop boats. So it's always good to have
a good contact on a scallop boat. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. All right, so what you working on first? The truffles?
Yeah, I'm gonna make I'm gonna do a little, I think I'm gonna do Brussels sprouts and cauliflower.
And you talked about Brussels sprouts as one of the things you were able to actually get from the farm.
Yeah, only a couple.
Yep.
I got a little bit of kale too, so I'm gonna mix some kale that we grow. I try to get some broccoli crowns, but when I cut them, they're like just mush. Yeah. So I got some cauliflower instead.
That's good.
So I'm gonna do a little vegetable with some quinoa. I'm thinking with some of this.
Nice.
So that's where I'm going.
Now truffles is that thing that you hear about if you watch any of the cooking shows and competitions and things like that. But most of the time in restaurants, when they talk about truffle, like truffle fries or truffle mash, they're using that truffle oil. Completely not the same thing as a beautiful piece of truffle. Yeah, we got these in. It's it's Perigord season, so we're getting fresh black truffles in right now. That's amazing.
So I'm gonna boil those up and toss it in some powdered sugar, taking the rawness out of it.
Right, but you'll still have the texture, which is great.
Yeah.
So when you're not at the restaurant, how often are you cooking at home?
Honestly,
yeah.
I mean, I'm usually here, so
I know you're
when I'm at
almost here all
home,
the time.
you know, I got a local pizza guy down the street. I get a lot of pizzas from. If I go out, it's only local.
Right.
You know, I don't get any chains or fast food or, you know, anything like that. So still sticking with the local theme, even though I'm not at work.
No, it makes sense. And it's funny because people ask that and they expect it, you know, we leave the kitchen, we go home and we're pulling, you know, quail eggs and caviar out of the refrigerator, and it's just it's no different than anybody else.
Yeah, it's simple.
You know, you want to go home, have some good food, especially if a local pizzeria is fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a good local pizza. We had one at Smoke a few weeks back, and that's just that perfect food. You know, you can sit around and watch TV, relax, veg out.
Yeah.
Have a, you know, local brewery beer.
But I mean, I do like to cook, you know, special occasions, you know, Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Those are always fun.
That sort of stuff, yeah.
You could really smell those pecans. Just from, you know, basically blanching them.
Yeah, some good water in there too.
That smells great. And just a little powdered sugar to toss them around, let it all kind of cling to it.
Yeah, a little truffle there just for...
What's some of the dishes that are really popular here at the restaurant that you see people coming back for or talking about?
I mean, it's always #1 scallops.
Of course.
I mean,
every time I come, I've got scallops.
I don't know.
I just don't even bother going elsewhere.
People just love scallops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always big. What's one that was you didn't expect to be as popular as it ended up being?
Lobster.
Lobster, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Because, I mean, me personally, I don't like lobster. So
me either.
I don't think of it like that. But
no,
when people come
I'm kind
in,
of the same way. All right, so now you're just spraying those. So you toss those around with a little of the black truffle, the powdered sugar. Now you're just going to spread them out on a sheet tray with some parchment. Just let it all set up.
Yeah. We bake those for like 5-7 minutes.
We got comments from Facebook?
Uh-oh.
So we do have comments on Facebook. Though we have Diana Lyman, she's giving big claps right now, and we also have a ton of people watching. We have Mark Frank from Spark of the Wizard Red is watching. We also have Angela from Natural Tableware. She was watching, and we've also got Hiram Quintana. Also, we met him at the WFC watching. Thanks so much. Ton of people watching.
That's fantastic. Yeah, we were talking about that. It's, you know, a lot of these guys we met down at the World Food Championships, and you and I were talking about that a lot. And it's great to see that chef community just, you know, forget state lines, forget even country lines. You know, that's that language of cooking and food and really great product that just crosses all borders.
I think we all learn from each other too, so it's good to keep, you know, and because I mean, we all love watching other people cook. You know, for me, you know, learning, you know, even in the kitchen, you know. So I mean, it's good that we got a nice community of people like that.
Definitely, and it's one of the things I like about, you know, seeing the collab dinners and things that are taking place. You know, different chefs just coming together. They all have different styles, different palates, and you end up really with that opportunity to everybody pick something up from the other one. And I think that's just a huge benefit. So what do you got going now? You got pan getting hot?
I'm gonna roast some Brussels sprouts off. Usually I use duck fat to roast my Brussels sprouts off, but we got duck legs confit in the oven. So
it's just a terrible
my duck fat's in there right now.
That's a really good use for duck fat.
Yeah.
Love duck confit. Yeah, so you know, you're right. A lot of people, you know, lobster is this big thing. Me, you give me duck confit all day.
Yeah.
And I don't care how it's set up. I'll always take something cooked in fat. All right, so into that pan, it was a little bit of oil, hot pan, the cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and a little salt and pepper.
Pretty simple.
Yep. That's usually the best stuff.
I'm gonna roast that, and then that's gonna be. I'm gonna make a little glaze with that nut butter.
Oh, that'll be good. And then you have in the bowl over here, you had the nut butter with the truffles in there.
Yeah, that's gonna warm it up.
Yeah, just kind of get a little pliable.
Yeah, try to get that butter a little loose.
Nice. So do you have any events and special dinners coming up?
Usually we got wine dinners once every other month or so.
Right.
I'm working on some right now. Just trying to get to the holidays with New Year's and Christmas parties. And
then right after that, the snowfall that shut everything down?
Yep, shut down for about a week. And then we got Restaurant Week coming up, starting January 20th through March 3rd.
Those are always a lot of fun.
Yeah, so we'll be busy then, and then right after that's Valentine's Day. So
I can imagine, it's crazy.
So it's on a Wednesday, right in the middle of the week.
Wow.
So
you got big weekend, Valentine's Day, big weekend. That's just, I mean, that's a slam set of about 10 days.
So yeah, spreading it out. Oh yeah, I got the duck breast in.
Check that out.
We got that in there. Got the nut butter. What else am I doing here?
And so now, when you do your wine dinners, is it multiple wines? You stay in kind of, you do regionally?
It's either we do Italian or you know, a Burgundy or a Spanish, or Rob does a lot of mixology stuff, so we do mixology dinners. So I mean, we just
pull together something good.
Yeah,
It's
always
really killer fun.
something new, something exciting. Some stuff works, some stuff doesn't.
I mean, that's the beauty of it. You know, I think you learn more from what doesn't work than what works. Is what I've always found.
Yeah, I tried something new, and it was probably one of the worst things I've ever cooked. For New Year's, and like the last second I had to take it off the menu.
Oh no, it just didn't work at all. Huh?
Not at all.
Now, what are you working on there?
I'm gonna see if this stuff's pliable to make some powder.
Nice.
Just a little garnish.
I'm coming back.
I'm coming back, and actually I'm going to stay with you guys because I have a question for the chef. We have a fellow chef online who's just chimed in and wants to know, what is the official description of the dish?
So it's gonna be a duck duo. So I'm gonna do duck breast and foie gras together. Then it's gonna have some quinoa, roasted Brussels cauliflower, and then I got a little bit of kale from the farm. I'm throwing there, so that's kind of the dish.
Oh, I'm ecstatic because I get to eat today.
You get to eat today.
I get to eat today.
Yeah, it's just been in the last several that she gets to come in and eat now.
Oh yeah.
And so she's just a happy person at this point, especially for Duck Duo Day.
All right. Save that for some garnish.
So what do the kids like to eat?
Hey, check those nuts, make sure they're good. My kids are the simplest. I got 4 of them, so they are pizza, French fries, hamburgers, and hot dogs. You know.
Yep.
Nothing fancy.
Just good stuff.
You got kids, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the twins.
you know how it is.
And it's funny because the twins are, one will eat everything.
How old are
one
yours?
is 6.
Okay, mine are 8.
Yeah, 6-year-old twins. They literally, one eats everything, the other one won't eat anything. I mean, if she could eat macaroni and cheese every single day of her life, she'd be happy. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, no, you know, there's other things that exist. But the way we got her to eat some other stuff was the garden in the backyard. We got the little mini sweet peppers.
Yeah.
They will go pick those right off the vine and eat them.
That's awesome.
I mean,
mine
they love it.
Mine helped me too.
And I'm like, if I'd have known this, I'd have done this a long time ago.
You hand me a Tammy.
But pizza, yeah, that's always a favorite in the house.
Yeah, I mean, I took my sausage stuff home and taught my kids how to make sausage, you know, over the holidays.
Nice.
And, you know,
That's
just
cool.
kind of showing them where stuff comes from. And
I think that's what people underestimate about kids. If kids can learn something that, you know, you instead of just telling them, no, I want you to do this, I want you to do this, I want you to do this. If you just take the time to show them the hows and the whys and the whats, and then they can get involved and get their hands dirty with it, they're much more likely to eat it.
yeah. Well, half the time they don't even know where it comes from.
No.
Or, you know,
They
is it
really
on a
don't.
tree in the ground? Is it on top of the ground?
We took the twins out to one of the farms and did peanut picking. They had no idea you pulled peanuts out of the ground.
Yeah.
And they were talking to us about it. They were laughing because they were like, you know, people come out here and they're like, where are the peanut trees? It's like, well, about that. That's why I think it's so, you know, keeping your kids involved in their food, where it comes from, how it is, taking them to the farm so they can get a real good chance to see the food come out is so important.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, like, this year was pretty cool because the field trip and one of my kids, you know, they're 8, so they're in, you know, 3rd grade, so they're, you know, taking them to the farm.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Which is huge.
I feel as, you know, I was never taken to a farm when I was in school.
Nope. No, our field trips are more like Jamestown and things like that. Never to something that's sustainable like a farm that really got kids more interested in their food. So now what are you doing here?
I'm just getting it into a powder, trying to get all that flavor mixed in with the tapioca.
Nice. And you said that's going to be towards the garnish of the dish.
Yeah. Just another elevated nut butter bomb, I guess. A little flavor bomb.
Nothing wrong with a nut butter bomb.
Hey, Sean. You take that. All right. Check on these guys.
All right, so checking on the vegetables in the oven.
Looking for that brown caramelization color on there.
Yeah, just starting to get some of that color. So now he's heading back to go grab a couple of things. And you know, when you're creating a dish from scratch, that's the kind of thing you're going to kind of find is that things start to come to mind as you're cooking. You know, you'll have this one, you have this one direction. Okay, I'm doing this, and then you start to think of, well, you know what, I can add this, and I can do this, and it really kind of makes that process fun. So what do you have there?
Quinoa.
Quinoa.
So I'm gonna take some quinoa, the vegetables. I got some kale that I picked this morning.
So the couple of things he was able to get from the farm this morning, he mentioned, was the kale and the Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are in the oven. He's grabbing the kale now. That'll be on the plate. And these are literally things he picked from the garden this morning, or out at the farm.
Got some purple kale, some Italian kale.
Oh, that purple kale looks beautiful.
Good little color.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do a quick blanch on that.
So how were the holidays with everybody? Did you do anything fun?
Crazy.
Well, yeah, there's kids and holidays. It's
I
always
can't even remember. It seems like it was a
forever
a month ago.
right?
Yeah.
It's hard to think that it was literally just a couple of weeks.
I know.
You know, between everything and how fast it went on. And so those have been sous vide.
Yeah.
Nice.
Seared a little bit, rendered the fat down first.
And sous vide is one of those things that I think when you get into it, you really embrace it, and it does some fantastic things for your food. But I think there's some people who are just scared of it because they don't quite grasp what it does. But it's such a precise way to cook proteins, or really anything.
I mean, it's the healthiest way to cook.
Yep.
I mean, it keeps all the fat intact and flavors inside, so you're almost kind of like poaching in its own juices and
right. And everything, because it's been vacuum sealed, it literally is just locked.
Yeah.
I mean, that stuff's not coming out and going into a pan or dripping away. It's all staying packed in there, and that's why you see everything stay so plump.
Well, you got those, obviously that duck fat coming off the skins and stuff you want to keep in there. And
oh, yeah.
Kind of cook together.
Nice.
So we're going to render these down.
Yep. Excuse me.
And we're in service too. I don't know if you hear the ticking machine. So we got some cooking going on as well as the show right now.
And that's good, because I think that's what people love to see too, is that, all this is all going on. And I think it helps people to see when they come to a restaurant what it means when, okay, I put my order in for food, and, if it takes 20 minutes, it's because the food's actually being made.
Yeah.
It's not sitting under a heat lamp somewhere. It's actually being made. When you go to a great restaurant, it's worth that extra few minutes. To have food that's literally being made for you right there.
Yeah. It's good. I mean, it's good because we got an open kitchen, so people.
It's amazing.
People see us working.
Yeah.
We're not standing around or.
No, I think it's great. And so now you've got the duck breast that came out of the sous vide, a little salt and pepper, and into a sear pan.
Yeah. Got my vegetables back there. Got my kale.
Got the kale blanching. And that's going to go straight in with the quinoa.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I mean, what's great about, things like kale is a lot of times people just thought about kale as a salad. That strawberry kale salad became that quiche thing everywhere. But it cooks really, really well. Throwing it in the oven, drying it out almost into a chip, it gives it a really nice texture, a nice flavor. Blanching it, throwing it in with some quinoa. Yeah. What'd you just add to that?
A little sofrito. Just
nice.
Stewed down bell peppers, onions, garlic, tomatoes. Just give it a little extra flavor in there.
Oh yeah, that's a great combo. And I think it was a great idea to have your dish paired with a cocktail. And have literally that secret ingredient of the D's Nuts peanut butter going all the way through the whole thing.
Yeah. And I'm sitting there thinking I could do all these other courses. I was like, do I want to do something else?
I mean, and that's the thing. It's a versatile product. You know, that kind of thing gets so put in the background of, all right, it's there for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or peanut butter and bananas and everything else, but sauces can be made. Everything can be made using just a good product. You got more, Vanessa?
We got more, and I'm going to come next to you and look at Oz here. So we've got more chefs watching in the area. We've got Sam Garrity.
Hey, Sam.
Over at the Bitter in Stanford. And Mark is worried about you over at Spark in the Wizard Bay.
Oh, Mark's worried about me?
He is, because he says to watch out for the fire behind you.
Yeah, you know, it's just, you got to get a couple of little marks or you haven't been in the kitchen. We'll have to get you in one, Mark. We'll have a little fun with that.
So, Chef, I have a question. Being that, you know, I work a lot, what can you tell a tip for a mother that works a lot? What's some easy tips to do when you're gone all day and you want to feed your kids great food?
Do some prep when they go to sleep.
Yes.
Sounds good.
I mean, when you got free time, you know, do a little extra something, you know, get ready for the next day or...
Sounds good.
Roast some things off ahead of time, have them chilled, and then be able to just a quick in the oven.
Yeah, so you're not cooking everything, you know, completely. Like you know, pre-cook your quinoa, and then when you're ready, you know, just toss it at night when you're ready. So you're not going through the whole process.
Sounds good. Thanks, Sam, so much for watching. I'm gonna head that way.
Now those duck breasts are cooked right to the temp you want them to be at, and now you're just kind of searing them off.
Now, we rendered the, you know, the skin down before, so now it's kind of quick.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
I mean, that's what's great. That's what she's going to figure out when Vanessa starts using her little sous vide there, when she's less afraid of it. So you put a little orange zest in with the quinoa that's got the blanched kale and some of the sofrito.
Yeah, just give it a little acidic pop there.
Oh yeah, the zest is fantastic. The oil's in there. All right, so I think the dish is coming together nicely.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let these rest.
And that's important, I think, especially when we're at home cooking, is we don't let proteins rest. And they just cut right into it. You know, they think it's got to be hot, and it just everything goes.
Yep, liquids everywhere. So I got some demi here that we make in-house. Get some good veal bones. Actually come local from Border Springs Farm.
Nice. The veal bones?
Yeah.
Nice.
So
and so you're making your own demi with it, so you have that on hand whenever you need it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which
so we
is
take it and make different creations, you know, as a mother sauce. You know, we had truffle, do truffle, mushrooms, vinegars, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So make a little sauce with that.
And that's kind of like that tip you gave was have some things just ready on hand. You know, have a quinoa already made, or have rice already cooked, or have a demi, something like that you can pull from, add quick to a pan, and just have remarkable flavor without having spent 2 hours to get that dinner on the table.
Exactly. All right, so I'm gonna heat that sauce up. I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna toss the vegetables and some peanut butter and truffle.
So a morning of duck, peanut butter, and black truffle. That's a good morning. And I'm anxious to see the cocktail that got made with that peanut butter too.
What you got for the cocktail work?
We're gonna do some of that peanut butter in there. We did some local bourbon from Ironclad Distillery. I love those guys. And then we're also using a dessert wine from Cooper Vineyards. Their Noche, which is kind of a raspberry chocolate flavor. So we're kind of doing like a peanut butter and jelly whiskey flip for you.
That sounds awesome. Ooh.
Kind of like a nice little morning cocktail for you.
Absolutely. A peanut butter and jelly whiskey flip. That's pretty killer. I mean, any one of those, a lot of the things you list in the cocktail, any one of those alone are great. You start pairing those flavors together and layering them up. I mean, that's what a great cocktail really is.
Name of the game is layering those flavors, just making them as amazing as chef's dishes.
Right, just like cooking. You know, it's people that, you know, that's another part of food and drink that people miss is, yeah, you can go to any bar and get some alcohol, but you've got to find a really amazing mixologist to have this incredible drink that really complements the meal. And a lot of times I've had cocktails that have shown up the meal, that the cocktail was that good. So that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, look, check out our Facebook, because I mean, we pair up, you know, 2 cocktails every Monday for mixology.
Nice.
You know, you get to try it. 2 different drinks every week. You know, if you love cocktails.
So like Mixology Monday.
Yeah.
And they can find all the information about that on Facebook under the Finn Restaurant on Facebook.
Yeah. And then we do cocktails, dinners, you know, 3-course cocktail dinners paired, 5-course.
Yeah, we worked with like McAllen, Remy Martin, Heaven Hill, done some bourbon dinners, had a really, really good response.
And you don't see that a lot. You don't see a lot of cocktail dinners. You'll see the wine dinners, and you'll see the bourbon dinners, and you'll see that kind of thing. But a cocktail dinner just sounds great because of, like you were talking about, to your credit, the layering of flavors and the complexity that goes in with it.
Well, definitely. I mean, chef's very, very inspiring to work with because he's always doing some different cutting edge kind of things. So to have that freedom to work with him and sit down with him and say, okay, this is the spirit that we're using. Let's put together a dish with that. Let's pick apart the flavors of this 12-year-old Scotch whiskey, you know, and get into the real nitty-gritty of it, like some hazelnut, some vanilla, and then put together a beautiful dish to complement it. And then, you know, going all the way through the process and starting with picking out the flavors, designing the dish, putting a cocktail together with it, and then going all the way through and executing it and serving it to people. Man, that's pure pleasure right there.
Oh, that's incredible. I mean, I'm trying to, you know, I'm going to say equal, but it's the excitement of trying a great new dish and the excitement of trying a great new cocktail. I can't get any better than that.
I mean, even, you know, just being around that environment is inspiring to me, so I'm really fortunate to work with such a talented chef.
Excellent. Well, we can't wait to see the drink.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, foie gras is the last thing.
All right. And that's a little bit of that demi.
This is the demi, some truffles, some butter. You hand me a small whisk. And then we use organic truffle oil from a guy up in New York.
Nice. I mean, that flavor is so rich.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, you just smell it.
Yeah.
That's incredible. The color's beautiful too. You'll get to see that more in a minute, but that color's fantastic.
All right. So now I got this.
And that's going to go in with the roasted veg.
Yeah, and I got this. This is maple cherry bourbon oak vinegar. So it's a vinegar
good.
that's aged in oak barrels.
Nice. Now you're pulling out all the stops today.
Yeah.
Hailing this up. Show them. Take a look at that. I mean, that is pretty cool stuff.
A little veg stock.
And that's just vegetable stock?
Yeah. Just gonna kind of thin it out a little bit. I'm gonna glaze the vegetables in this.
It can't be understated. Coming to a restaurant with an open kitchen, you even get hungrier when you're smelling everything. Instead of just locking all that away inside some closed kitchen somewhere, you got an open kitchen and you can just smell everything that's going on.
Yeah.
So as always, we're gonna have 2 dishes. One we're gonna taste, one we're gonna take lots of pictures of. So you'll be able to see all those on social media today. Oh, that peanut butter really kicks up. As soon as you hit it on that heat, you just get that smell.
Yep. All right, last thing is searing the foie gras off. And we're good to go.
Sweet. Simple. Salt into the pan.
Just salt, hot pan. Try to get that hard caramelized sear to get that flavor in there on that one
Oh
side.
yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's perfect. And that's a big thing to that is having that pan really hot before you drop it. A lot of people just put the pan on, put a little oil in, throw the product in while it's cold, and that's just not going to do it.
Definitely not. All right.
All right, time to plate up. I already got Vanessa peeking her head around the corner.
So I heard plating, and I'm here waiting.
She smells, and then here's the word plate, and then it's like a beacon. It's a homemade beacon.
That and the drink.
Oh yeah.
The mixologist. Oh.
With duck.
With duck.
You got it. So you got quinoa and roasted kale on the bottom. On top of that's going the roasted vegetables, the cauliflower and the Brussels sprouts that were in the sauce that you made with the peanut butter and truffles. haven't tried duck before, stop being afraid of it. Eat duck. It is fantastic. Right up there, scallops are one of my favorites, but duck is one of those other things, just a favorite thing to eat.
That's some Philippine sea salt. Those guys do. We got another kind that.
That's the foie gras. Oh, look at that.
I got the butter, and all I could think was peanut butter and jelly foie gras. So that's kind of what inspired me to go here.
That is just
And then we got some.
You got your demi. Oh, that's right. The Sean too. Candy pecan. Taco sauce.
Candy pecans around.
Oh my god. Amazing. And now you're going to shave off a little of the truffle.
So that's kind of it right there.
That's kind of it. The most underplayed, check this out, ever.
I'm here.
Yeah, you're here.
I'm here.
She's going to make sure she was here for this one. So I'm going to set this one up here.
Yes.
That's going to be for me.
Robert, you got that cocktail?
Totally take pictures of.
And I heard he wasn't just making one, but two cocktails.
Two cocktails. Yep, you got it. So,
You get silverware?
yeah, let's get some silverware and dig into this, have a little cocktail with it.
Oh, this is lovely.
That is beautiful.
It's lovely.
I mean, just the thin sliced truffle on there.
And the walnuts.
I know. I'm sorry you're not here right now.
But you need to be. Next time.
And you can literally get in your car, drive out here, and eat it fit. Oh, look at this. Here, I'm going to give you, there you go.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
There you go.
Thank you. One for you. We all have to
There you go,
taste.
Chef. All right. Well, this is the favorite part of the show, the tasting. You ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I got to get some of this.
All right.
Make sure you get the claw. A little truffle.
Just got to get a little of everything in there. Oh, and there's the cocktail.
Oh. All right. Chef,
All right.
you want in this?
Yeah, let's
Get in this.
one. Oh, I got to snag one of these right here. All right.
Come on.
Cheers, guys. Cheers. That's incredible. There it is. There's not,
This
you taste something like that, and
fantastic.
it's every kind of word and adjective you can think of comes to it. It's decadent. It's rich. The duck is perfectly cooked. You know, that's the beauty of doing the sous vide and then the sear.
Yep.
And that's a little thing I think to remember is try it. You know, people always say, "Oh, I don't want to try duck." No, try it.
Just try duck.
This is exquisite.
I mean,
Exquisite.
The Brussels sprouts. You know, Brussels sprouts still have their bite to them. You know, but that truffle and the way the candy pecan works all in with it. It's not overly sweet. Like people are afraid of knowing candy pecan's going to be too sweet for the dish. It's just beautiful with the fat from the duck.
Well, a little sweetness with the foie gras is always good.
Oh yeah, man, that is good. And there's a drink here to try too. I'll let you go first.
Okay. Thank you. Ladies first.
Oh, that duck is beautiful.
Oh, that is smooth. That's
All right.
really smooth. So he used the peanut butter.
Peanut butter. Yeah, peanut butter's in there.
Peanut butter, come on in.
Oh,
Come
man.
on in.
Yeah, get
Come
in
on
here,
in.
man. This is on point.
Yes, we did bourbon as the base. We used the Ironclad bourbon from Newport News, Virginia. We used the Cooper Noche from Cooper Vineyards in Charlottesville. It has like a chocolate raspberry undertone, so we're putting that with the peanut butter. So doing kind of like a layered peanut butter and jelly, but then adding a whole egg in there to make it silky smooth.
Which is incredible because you almost would think this is like after dinner, like after the meal, but it actually works really well with it. Yeah, the smoothness is.
It's on point.
Jelly, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, of course.
It is on point.
No brainer.
So I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there. This has been a successful ambush.
Out of the park.
I mean, just totally
Out of-
knocked out
out of the park. Out of the park.
Cocktail and a main plate. You guys killed it. If you haven't been out to Finn Restaurant in Newport News, you can see very clearly you're missing out. So book your reservation, come out for one of their wine dinners, absolutely come out for one of the cocktail dinners. You can find them on social media, on Facebook, website,
Well, yeah, finseafood.com.
finseafood.com. And literally, I mean, when you go and follow the Facebook page, you see what you've gone out and pulled out of the garden that day to make.
Yeah.
And then come and meet the chef and the mixologist here. And a big thank you to the team behind us that's been kicking butt with service.
Yeah. Running around me.
It's just amazing. It's harmonious, just like the dish. So, I'm Mark Conway. Thank you so much. Thank you from the chef. Thank you, our amazing mixologist.
I'm Vanessa Lane.
It's been another episode of Kitchen Ambush. We'll see you next time.
See you soon.